الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this talk today, I would like to talk about a very important topic, a topic which a lot of people they forget, and it is about death, in Arabic known as maut. Now, regarding death, people a lot of the time they forget that they're going to die one day. They live their life as though that they're going to live forever, or there's not going to be any consequence afterwards, or you see. And this is very dangerous, because we need to remember that this life, it is only a temporary life. Whether it be 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, it may sound like a lot. To our youth nowadays, maybe they're 17, 16, 15, they think that's a long way away. That's like 70 years, 80 years. But subhanAllah, that time is going to go really quickly. And when it comes to you, it's just going to come to you and slap you in the face. And you're going to think, subhanAllah, I just spent my whole life wasting it, forgetting about this moment when I'm going to die. And then it's going to be too late. You're going to die. So we should be ready for our death. We should be what for our death? We should be ready. We should prepare for our death. Even if we're young, even if we're old, we cannot tell when we're going to die. We could die today. We could die in the next minute. We could die in 5 years, 10 years, 50 years. You never know. Some people, they think, oh, you're going to die when you're old. You still have a lot of life in you. SubhanAllah, you don't know. You can die at any time, any minute. Youth, old, doesn't matter. And even so, we should still work towards it. Even if we don't die as a youth, we should still allow it to accumulate all the good deeds we can do in our life. We should try to prosper in our life. So when death comes, we are ready for that. We are ready for it. That's what we should aim for, you see. Because if we're not ready for it, oh well, you can't go back in time or get yourself out of the qabr. When you're dead, this chapter of this dunya life is finished for you. And the life after death will slowly begin. So you lie in the qabr, and then, so that's the barzakh, and then also Yawm al-Qiyamah. So what have you done to prepare for Yawm al-Qiyamah? If we're not prepared, what are we going to do? Let's say if someone said, I'm just a youth, I have a lot of life in me. Let's say if I live to 80 years old, 90 years old, let's say the person is 15 years old, and they say, I have a lot of life in me, yes? Now, how do you know you're going to live to 80, 90, 100? Maybe you do. If Allah gives you life, maybe you do. But how can you guarantee at age 15 that you're going to live up to the age of 90 or 80? You can't tell. How do you know you're going to live to the age of 16? How do you know you're going to pass this next year? You can never tell. Even if whether you have a healthy lifestyle or very healthy body, you can't tell. In this sort of situation, you really can't tell when death is going to come to you. But when it comes to you, it's going to be in that position where, a position where it's least expected, and it's going to come to you. And when it comes to you, you cannot go back. When you're dead, you're finished. This chapter of this dunya is finished. It is khalas. You cannot go back to this dunya. So it's very important to prepare for your death, to prepare for when you're going to die. Whenever it's going to be, that's irrelevant, because at the end of the day, we are all going to die. Everyone, we're all going to die. Whether we're going to die young, whether we're going to die old, the fact of it is, everyone's going to die. You see? There's a Quranic ayah which states, every soul will taste death. So everyone's going to taste the death. So death is going to come to us, inevitably. We're not immortal. We are mortal. We die. So that's part of our human nature. So we need to prepare for that. We can't just live our lives thinking, oh, I'll prepare for my death when I'm 60, when I'm older. Let me just live life to the fullest nowadays. No. How do you know you're going to live to 60? How do you know you're going to live to the next day? You can't tell. Even healthy people die. So we need to be very mindful of this, and we need to be very cautious of this, and we need to be, aspire to be the best of ourselves every single day. Because if we were a bad person, if we didn't prepare for the akhirah, if we didn't prepare for death, and death came to us randomly, suddenly, what are we going to say? What are we going to do? Are we going to be able to say, Ya Allah, give me my life back, I'll go and fix myself? No, once death has come, there's no reverse.